Good evening and welcome to the Papillion La Vista Community Schools Board of Education meeting for November 10th. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mr. Bailey? Here. Ms. Butler?
Here.
Mr. Mather?
Here.
Ms. Witt?
Here.
Mr. Lotus?
Here.
Ms. Wood? Here. All present?
Thank you. Please note that the Nebraska Open Meetings Law is posted at the entrance to the room. We'll begin with communications and recognition. Dr. Rickley will announce our candidates tonight.
We're going to share alike, because that's what we do around here in Papillion La Vista Community Schools, ladies and gentlemen. So happy Monday, everyone. We are at that point in the agenda where we like to recognize our staff and our students that have done something exceptional athletically, academically, in the area of just something that contributes to the greater wellness and likelihood of the whole school district receiving recognition. So we've got an individual we're going to recognize tonight, and then we've got a group of individuals that we're going to recognize tonight. So just because some of you may not have attended our board meetings in the past, here's how we'll do it. So we'll make our very first recommendation. I would invite that individual to come down to your Board of Education, be recognized, take any pictures, including family members that are here. We'll recognize them, and then we'll move on to the second group. We're doing the individual first, followed by the team. And we are so very proud of all of you. The very first individual we are recognizing is our own Emily Heggie, who goes to Papillion La Vista South High School. Ms. Heggie was presented with the Class A Girls State Cross Country Champion, which is presented by NSAA. She won the individual, not the team, the individual championship. Two interesting facts about Emily. First of all, she serves on my Superintendent Student Advisory Council. So we have lunch with a group of 8 Monarchs and 8 Titans. We have lunch every single month, and we just talk about things that are going on in the school district and the buildings. Emily has been an outstanding contributor to that group. The other point that I'd like to bring up is Emily's reputation as a runner and as an athlete has preceded her. When she was first coming up through the ranks through our middle schools, I had a conversation with her principal at Papillion La Vista South, Mr. Jeff Spilker, and he's like, Andy, you're really going to like this young lady. She is a world-class runner, but more than that, she's an outstanding human being and a really great student. Emily, we couldn't be prouder of your accomplishments. I know you brought Coach Hazelhorst, and maybe you brought Mom along too. Please come down and be recognized by your Board of Education.
Turn them on. Okay, his must be. We need to put a little line.
Congratulations. And Emily, not to put any pressure on you, but with you still having several years left in your high school career, maybe this isn't the last time that we recognize you and your accomplishments. Outstanding job, and thank you for being here tonight. Moving on to our second recognitions of the evening. It's not often that we get to recognize non-high school students or non-high school staff. Just by the nature of how recognitions work, we've, as a board, decided to recognize individuals, staff, students that receive state level or national level recognition. Just by the way these things work, we don't often get to recognize middle school. So this is a really special evening and a really special group of young ladies. Tonight we are recognizing the La Vista Middle School Girls Cross Country Team, who is named the 2025 Nebraska State Junior High, not middle school, Junior High Cross Country Champions. This is the 3rd consecutive year that LVMS has won the Nebraska State Championship. Good grief, ladies, that is a dynasty. The race was held on the cross-country course located at Papillion La Vista South High School. I don't know if Speedy is involved or not, but I'm guessing Speedy is involved, coming from the father, somebody that ran cross-country for a time myself. It's a difficult course. It's an incredibly competitive course. For you to win 3 consecutive years, ladies, what an incredible accomplishment. Please come down and be recognized by your Board of Education. And we have coaches. Please come down. We've got several coaches. Ladies, congratulations. Outstanding. Congratulations, ladies. Well done. Congratulations, ladies. Well done. Anybody else wants to come take pictures? Absolutely. Come on down. What a beautiful flag. Ladies, I don't know who does the honors here. Please. Coaches, join us, please. Coaches, please. Dr. Carson, join us. Trendon, please. No, but Trendon, we'll make room for you. Does this work? Can we fit everybody? Ladies, I'll say the same thing to you that I said to Emily. I wouldn't be surprised if we see you back in this boardroom celebrating your athletic and academic accomplishments. We are so very proud of you. As always, for parents and students, feel free to stick around. We love to have you in our Board of Education, but we also will not be offended if you get up and leave at some point. We know you're all very busy. Super, super proud of you. Moms, dads, family members, coaches, thank you for being here. So very proud. And with that, Ms. Witt, I'll conclude our recognitions for the evening.
Thank you. I turned your mic on. Is this working? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Our next item on the agenda is our student council report. We have members from Papillion La Vista South High School, Abigail Bender and Maddie Larson.
Abby.
President from Papillion La Vista South, and I am flying solo tonight, but I think I'll be okay. We are in full swing for second quarter of the 2025-26 school year at Papillion La Vista South, and we've been very busy, and we're going to take a moment to highlight some of the great things we have going. We recently kicked off ACT prep, so every week, once a week, Titan Times, students are working hard on their ACT prep, and they have the test upcoming, I believe, in March. So they will help build their test skills to succeed on that test. Also, on October 29th, we had our College and Career Fair, where we welcomed over 60 vendors representing a wide range of career paths, which was a great experience for our juniors and sophomores to explore options and begin planning for their futures. A special thank you to Ms. Peterson and Ms. Javins for their leadership in organizing this special event. Next is our journalism. They received one of the state's highest honors, the Cornhusker Award, for their outstanding yearbook publication. This recognition reflects the dedication and creativity of our student staff, and they produced another exceptional edition. Next is our PSAT prep. So we saw our highest PSAT participation this year, which is for juniors and sophomores alike, and they will be prepped for all of their college entrance exams and scholarship qualifications in the future. And we also hosted our very own State Student Council convention, welcoming over 550 students from schools across the state, over 32 schools. And it was a great event to show off Papillion La Vista South and Papillion La Vista Community Schools. Next, we'll move on to athletics. So, excuse my voice. Titan Volleyball captured another state championship on Saturday night, our 5th title in 7 years. And I myself was able to seal the game with the winning kill, which was a perfect ending to an incredible season. So I'm very proud of my fellow players and coaches for our hard work, dedication, grit, and teamwork. And thank you. Thank you. I believe we'll be at the next meeting, so don't get too sick of me. Awesome. And then we also are super proud of our Titan football team, who has made school history, making it the farthest ever in their playoff. They have hosted 2 playoff games, and they will face Creighton Prep at Burke on Friday. They have their best program seasonal record of 8-1, and they defeated Millard North last week, 36-26, for the second time this season. So nice we had to do it twice. And we are in the Final Four, so we're 1 away from the state championship, where we might be able to take off mighty Millard South. So we're super proud of the team's success and leadership on and off the field. Next up, boys cross country. They had a super strong season and showed consistent effort and improvement throughout the year. Aiden Gearing was able to finish second at state, barely, just so close to being here with Emily Hagee, but their team also performed very well. And then girls cross country, as we recognize tonight, Emily Hagee, freshman state champion, and also Ashlyn Carter placed 6th. So the hard work and leadership exemplify the Titan standard of success for that team, and they had a fantastic season as well. And lastly, we are kicking off winter sports next Monday, November 17th, and we're going to have strong participation in girls and boys wrestling, girls and boys basketball, and swimming and diving and bowling. So we are looking forward to another exciting season of Titan athletics. I know we swept all 3 seasons with the state championship last year, so fingers crossed. Next, moving on to fine arts, we will host the fall musical Curtains starting this Thursday at 7 p.m. and then we'll have Friday and Saturday evening shows and a Sunday matinee. The cast and crew have been working tirelessly, and audience can expect a fantastic show filled with talent, energy, and fun. Next, the band wrapped up an outstanding season, placing 3rd at state, and they received honors for Best Percussion and Best Visual Performance. This show was a true fan favorite and a great source of pride for our school community, and congratulations to our students and directors because they absolutely rocked it. Lastly, our choir program is busy preparing for the December concert, which will showcase their hard work and musical growth of our vocal students. In addition, all 4 Titan show choirs are in full rehearsal mode and are preparing for their January debuts. It's an exciting time for our performing arts, and we're looking forward to another season of excellence and creativity. With that, once again, thank you for allowing me to present at this meeting and for the positive impact that each and every one of you have had on our school district and community by serving in your role. We are extremely proud of what has been accomplished at Papio South this semester and can't wait to wrap it up.
Thank you. Moving on to reports, Superintendent.
Thank you very much, Ms. Witt, members of the board. Maddie stole all my thunder with all of her great announcements, but she did an outstanding job. For our community members that are with us this evening, thank you for joining us and engaging with your Board of Education. For those of you that may be watching from home, thank you for engaging in that manner. We value your input and your feedback. As Maddie and other speakers had indicated, it's been a busy few weeks. We're approximately halfway through the second quarter. Doesn't seem possible. It'll be winter break before we know it. Lots of really exciting things going on. One of the things that Maddie briefly touched on was the Access Your Future Night. This is the night where we host basically a showcase for all of our academy programs. It's a chance for our kids to interact with the academy programs, the sponsors, figure out a little bit more about the curriculum, the types of coursework associated with each of the academy programs. I asked Ms. Jabins this morning what the academy applications look like. She said it looks pretty similar to previous years, but the applications don't close for a few more days, and she said we typically see an influx of applications. So with any luck at all, we'll see an increase over applications last year, but certainly one of the things as a school district that we're so very proud of is the academy programs. Also wanted to remind the board and the staff that we're concluding our pick-me-ups. I want to thank Dr. Villarreal for coordinating what is a Herculean effort to hit every one of our 21 schools and multiple programs, from the print shop to technology to early childhood to buildings and grounds to warehouse and everything in between, plus all of our schools. We try to hit every one of our buildings, and we're just about done. We'll be wrapping that up, I believe, this Thursday with a couple of school visits where they receive personalized popcorn. The popcorn is popped to the color of their school mascot's color. So it's kind of a fun opportunity for us to be out in our buildings and for our staff to hopefully have a healthy snack. Also wanted to remind the board and community, we are fast approaching our second round of advisory meetings. As the board is aware and our community may be aware, we have a number of advisory groups we meet with throughout the course of the year. Tomorrow we will meet with our teacher advisory. We have at least one teacher from every one of our 21 schools. We'll be meeting with our classified advisory, where we have at least one representative from each of our 21 schools, and we'll be showcasing YATP in particular. Now, we couldn't get to YATP for our classified staff, but we will be meeting at YATP for our teacher advisory. Many of our teachers have not been in that building yet, even though we did our little kickoff open house at the beginning of the year, so that'll be a fun opportunity to showcase that program. We'll follow that up with our second student actually, it'll be our third student meeting of the year, which will be back at Monarch High. Also had the opportunity to attend our Unified Bowling the week before last. Many of the board members have attended Unified events in the past. For parents watching at home, our Unified Sports program is an opportunity for our students with disabilities and their non-disabled peers to compete in a variety of different activities. Right now, we're focusing on bowling. So we're here in downtown Papillion at Papio Bowl. It's just so fun to see our students interacting and doing something that they love, and for parents to show up and be able to root on our students. Just really special events, and so very proud of that program and how many of our schools are recognized with the national banner designation. As Maddie indicated, we've got a couple of big events coming up. Of course, we'll recognize the South volleyball team 2 weeks from now. Really proud of that dynasty that they've built. Football Friday night. And the plays that are going on at both Monarch and Titan. Last thing that I have, just want tomorrow to put out a heartfelt thank you to all the men and women that have worn our nation's uniform. I'd like to extend a special thank you to our own Colonel Skip Bailey, who served with distinction for, I believe, the better part of 30 years of the United States Air Force as a pilot. Military families are pretty special around here, ladies and gentlemen. Not only the men and women that wear the uniform and deploy and put their own lives at risk for this great country of ours, but the families that are left behind, they carry a special burden. The kids carry a special burden. And we don't have quite as many military dependents as Bellevue, for example. They're about 30%, but we're approaching 10%. And we see every day the special challenges that spouses and kids and families bear when mom or dad deploys in defense of this wonderful nation of ours. So many of our schools will have a Veterans Day program tomorrow. I'm going to start my day at Hickory Hill. I think I finish at Ashbury, but you're going to find Veterans Day programs all across this district. We love our military families. Just want to say thank you and Godspeed for all of them that are putting themselves in harm's way to protect us. And again, Colonel, thank you for your service to this nation of ours. And with that, I'll conclude my superintendent's comments.
Thank you. Moving on to board member reports.
I guess I can start. I'll start with, I had a liaison lunch at the wonderful La Vista West Elementary since our last meeting. It's always just such a fantastic building to go into. The renovations that have been completed from the prior bond and just the positive nature of the kids and the staff in that building. It's always a wonderful time to visit. I was a G. Stanley Hall Hawk, so just down Parkview Boulevard, but La Vista West, so many friends and folks and teachers that I've known from that building. It's always a pleasure to be back. They started it off a little different than some of the other liaison lunches I've been to, with bringing in a handful of students to share why they love being at La Vista West. And so it was just a great way, and with some of them different ways that they use technology to communicate. So it was kind of fun to see the interaction of our paras and our special education folks to demonstrate some of those, as well as just a few from different grades and why they love being there. And most of them was the friends, their teachers, and that they all, are there and feel special and love coming to school every day. So that was a great way to kick off the meeting. And then we spent a majority of the remainder of the meeting just talking about different challenges and things that impact Title I buildings. Obviously questions with the government shutdown and different things just on state funding, federal funding, what impact that might have going forward. And then just really good general discussion on a lot of the topics that obviously we discuss at a majority of them. But just, again, a fantastic afternoon. Chick-fil-A was delicious, so thank you, Miss Nichols. So that was a good treat on a somewhat rainy, cool day. So, but again, I appreciate the ability to have those liaison lunches and just the great dialogue we have with the staff, and this time even a few students. So, and then other than that, like many of us, attended a lot of the athletic events. It was a really late night in Lincoln for Class A to kick off, late. So, but as many have mentioned, congratulations to the Titan volleyball team. I mean, 5 out of 7 years is pretty amazing in this day and age in the state of college and high school athletics. So, what a fantastic environment. Huge thanks to the student section. Late night. Friday night football the night before. Husker game was on late. Lots of reasons to decide not to make the drive down to Lincoln. But it was a pretty packed, loud, supportive student section. So glad they got to celebrate alongside the Titan volleyball players. With that, I'll conclude my comments.
Thank you for the assist with the microphone, Shireen. Appreciate that. I'll try not to get stuff all over it. And she's not paying attention to me over there, so. I also had a great liaison lunch, YATP, I think I said that right. Chick-fil-A as well, so you've had, yeah, it was another day at Chick-fil-A, and for the life of me, the young man who served us our drinks, I lost his, Nathan, thank you. Yes, Nathan did a fantastic job taking everybody's drink order, which was fantastic. And it's nice to go back in that building and kind of see, we were all there for the ribbon cutting, but to kind of see how things are going. I know they still have a few things that they're trying to work through, just like any new building, I think, has a few snafus here and there. I think they said a couple of their outlets aren't working and everything, so I know that they're trying to take care of all of that, but it was really good to talk with them and hear how they like the building, how a couple of them have been through a couple iterations of moves and how much they're enjoying it. Got a couple of ideas of things that they would like to see, smaller things. I think a basketball goal, I thought that was a great idea somewhere out. They have an idea where they can put that. I think that'd be a fantastic addition. But like I said, it was just a great lunch. And I think as we were leaving, they were all headed up to Liberty up there. I think since it was a beautiful day outside, I think they were going to go ahead to the playgrounds up there. And yeah, it was a lot of fun and a great Chick-fil-A meal, so that's never a bad thing. So thank you for the Happy Veterans Day. I wanted to echo that as well to everybody that I know, all the families out there, all the veterans. Happy Veterans Day. We do appreciate everything you are doing. It has been a while since I have done it. Retired and old guy, but really appreciate all the hard work that they put in every day, them and their families. I appreciate you recognizing the families because I personally know, and I know plenty of you have people that you know that the families work hard when the active duty member or the guardsman or the reservist is out doing their thing. So, and then finally, I will have a maybe meeting on Wednesday of this week. So we'll miss not having you there, but I'll still try to, hold the torch for us there.
No other comments from board members. We'll move on to committee reports, starting with Buildings, Grounds, and Finance.
We have not met.
Human Resources and Student Services.
We actually met just before our meeting this evening. Discuss numerous topics, primarily including just an update on where we are on our in the process of our voluntary separation, kind of where current numbers are, and as the deadline approaches. Discussed just future agenda items, as well as just kind of early preliminary staffing plans for the 26-27 year, as well as going over the proposed student calendar that is on tonight's agenda.
Thank you. And Curriculum and Americanism.
We did not meet. We were supposed to meet last week, and due to some personal reasons, we have to reschedule that.
Thank you. Moving on to action items for tonight. Action by consent.
I'll make a motion to approve the action by consent as presented.
Thank you. I have a motion by Mr. Lotus and a second by Ms. Wood. If there's any discussion, if not, roll call, please.
Ms. Butler?
Yes.
Mr. Mather?
Yes.
Ms. Witt?
Yes.
Mr. Lotus?
Yes.
Ms. Wood?
Yes.
Mr. Bailey?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Last item on the action agenda is the 2025 classified staff desktop purchase. Mr. Moore.
Welcome, Matt.
So yeah, as we discussed at the last board meeting, this is the 6th year of our 6-year cycle for our desktop machines. So we're up for a refresh. So we went out and got some quotes on specifications and the amount that we were needing. And you can see in your board summary sheet there that we're looking at about 250. Based on the specifications, Sterling ended up coming up with the best price for what we were looking for. So recommendation is to make a motion to approve entering into a contract with Sterling Computers for the total purchase amount of $158,750 to replace the desktops for the classified staff across the district. I'd be willing to answer any questions if you guys have any questions.
No questions. I'm glad it sounded, based on our prior discussions and things, we've got many competitive bids and that the market's kind of come back down. Tariffs hasn't
Yeah,
impacted us too much,
it's-
so that's
Yeah, they
definitely
came in
more in
cheaper
line
than
what
they
I'm
did
seeing
spring, so
with
yeah.
my IT purchases at my business, so that was great to see. So with no further questions, I'll make a motion to approve entering into a purchase agreement with Sterling Computers for a total purchase amount of $158,750 to replace desktops for classified staff across the district.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have a motion by Mr. Lotus and a second by Mr. Madler. Any further questions or comments? Roll call?
Mr. Mather?
Yes.
Ms. Witt?
Yes.
Mr. Lotus?
Yes.
Ms. Wood?
Yes.
Mr. Bailey?
Yes.
Ms. Butler?
Yes.
Thank you. Moving on to discussion and information items. The first is proposed 2026-27 student calendar. Dr. Settles.
Thank you so very much. Yes, so over the last several weeks, we have been having administration, cabinet, leadership cohort, all kind of took a look and weighed in on some items for the calendar. And that's something too that we visit with our superintendent advisory, classified and certified, about throughout the year at different times. So you have in front of you for discussion tonight a proposed calendar for 26-27. That includes 173 student days for elementary and 175 days for our secondary students. For staff, at what we usually do and what you see on here is 187 days included for staff. 190 is what a typical staff contract is. So 3 of those days are reserved for the hours for parent-teacher conferences. And we don't place those on the calendar as those come at different times for each building, but we do acknowledge that between meeting time and prep time for conferences and communication with parents, 3 days are on there, not shown. We also have the first day of school for students would be on August 12th this coming year. It would be a Wednesday, and that is for our K through 7 and 9th grade students, and that's a shortened day for them. And then the last day of school noted on there is May 21st, 2027. You'll also notice on there, spring break is scheduled. It's a little bit later than usual. It happens to coincide with a different spring holiday that sometimes people like to take some time off for. So we went ahead and went with that week for it, for the March 22nd through 26th. And then coming back from that on with a staff development day for the March staff day. We also build in some inclement weather days. We do have some makeup days, though, should we go over a comfortable amount and need to have some makeup days. You'll notice that there's several days outlined in blue, being February 15th, March 29th, April 26th, and then May 24th through 26th as possible days if needed. And that just allows us to have some flexibility, kind of depending on when the inclement weather happens. We liked this past year being able to utilize one of those days early as opposed to asking people to come back, but where we're ending for next year does provide plenty of time for those if needed for makeup time. Seniors, we do also put makeup time for them, so we could have them stay the whole day on May 6th and return on May 7th before graduation on May 9th. Other than that, I believe you see 11 staff development days in the calendar, which would be the same as usual. And then we have our new teachers that we welcome back beginning on August 3rd for our new special education teachers, and then the 4th through the 6th for the rest of our new teachers before the entire staff comes back with a kickoff on August 7th. Are there any questions at all I can answer? Yes.
I just really appreciate the 11 staff development days that are in there. I think that we take great pride in the great professionals.
Thank you. I also like that we built in the inclement weather days so that we don't have to worry about trying to bring kids in on days that, and instructional time is actually better served on those days that are already built into the calendar. And I would ask Dr. Siri, do we have enough instructional days to meet? Okay, thank you. That's always very important. That's what we're here for, is our instruction. All right, no other comments. That'll come back to us next agenda for, yes. Thank you. And our last item on the discussion agenda is the balancing high school enrollment.
That one is me as well, and thank you for coming up, Missy Stolley, as well. So just to kind of let the rest of the board know where we left off from this. So thank you all for the very in-depth and thorough discussion that you had at your board retreat. And just kind of a reminder, from that retreat came the recommendation for a special ad hoc committee. And so I do want to thank Mr. Madler, Ms. Butler, Mr. Bailey, Ms. Stolley, and Dr. Rickley, all for being a part of that. We also had the high school principals in for several pieces of discussion and consulted with Becky Myers and Trent Steele too. So just tried to kind of get all considerations on board there as we looked at this. So what we took to task for this ad hoc committee was looking at, first of all, what's happened over the last several years and enrollment trends over many, many years. And then we looked at our current numbers. Currently, at any given point, we're around 200 students different between PLSHS and PLHS. And we also took a look at the RSP growth projections as well as the current growth that is happening. We do know that the majority of that growth is still slated more for the south side. We also took a look at our current in-district transfer procedures and the option enrollment procedures. So in-district transfer being those that are within and wanting to go to a different school than where they're slotted to go, or option enrollment being from outside of the district and opting in. And then we took a look at, I think, at least 5 or 6 different options and that could help to curb the growing imbalance. And that left us with a goal to bring you a recommendation by this meeting and bring you further information. So just a quick look at some of that historical information. I think very, very crucial, first of all, that we state something that was said over and over and over again, and that's that we have 2 incredible high schools that deliver an equitable education for our students. If you are a district resident, you are guaranteed a spot at an outstanding high school. That includes high-quality instruction, lots of different extracurricular and social opportunities, very robust student supports at both schools, and then a couple of shared co-curricular programs such as media and NJROTC. So we do maintain the position that there is really no academic need for transfer. And we think that that's very important that we remember. As we took a look at some of the history portion, and these numbers are available on the Nebraska Education profile as well, and then they are high school numbers as of August 31st as we began looking at this. But the history piece of this is a reminder that back in 23-24, we began the one-to-one staffing. So if we had 5 Monarchs wanting to go be Titans and 5 Titans wanting to go be Monarchs, that is a true one-to-one. Any imbalance of that, and those were selected based on application and lottery draw. We allowed at that point in 23-24 limited option. Then in 24-25, with construction being completed, we did look at our staffing numbers and our staffing capacity and set those at 500 capacity, and then allowed for option only as capacity allowed. Just a reminder, our physical capacity at both high schools is 2,200, and our staffing capacity is at 500 per grade level. That is truly because we do need to leave some space there for the growth that is yet to occur. We cannot completely fill that. Our in-district transfers as well as growth that we have is what is really contributing mostly to some of the imbalance that we're seeing. It is not option enrollment that's making that growing number. So that committee did decide that we would like to avoid any boundary changes if possible. We know that can be, sometimes it is necessary, but we do know it can be emotional and create a disruption. We also wanted to make sure that we were basing decisions on long-term impact and what those growth projections shared with us. I already mentioned the in-district transfers being a big contributor to this imbalance. And then one of the really important pieces that this group looked at is the data really shows that where students start as freshmen, the vast majority of those stay. So we know that our students get into the schools and meet friends and become a part of many different activities and experiencing all of the curriculum and co-curricular activities that we have to offer. So that is truly what we see, that most of those transfers don't happen after freshman year. Our data also showed that we really don't have a lot of new option enrollment requests at the high school level. Most of those students have been here previously and have requested at an earlier grade level. We do aim to be able to provide parents with as much choice as possible without overcrowding the schools or having to increase staffing. And then, of course, we have to follow the Nebraska state law for option enrollment. So as the group looked at it, we do have some recommendations to bring to you for moving forward. First of all, we recommend that the high school boundary does remain the same. We also recommend for in-district transfer that we accept those just on a one-to-one basis at the high school level per grade level. February 1st will be the priority date for those in-district transfer applications. And if someone is denied from that, they can go on to a May 1st wait list should any other spots become available of where they were interested in transferring. When we consider the option enrollment piece for our non-district trying to option into our PLCS boundaries, we will consider those option enrollment if there is still space at the 500 grade level capacity. And we do know that some of our classes will have no space for that because they will already be at 500. And then, as always, with our initial deadline of March 15th for option enrollment, we will follow the state law with that. We also made a small procedure change on this area, and that is we previously had a exception for students who were previously had siblings at Rumsey Station that went to South, could continue at South. Those students have all now gone K through 12, and so we were able to remove that one. And then previously we had an option of some special curricular things like media and ROTC, and we know that we don't need to leave that one in there as we're not seeing requests from those, and we do have some transportation options and pieces available. So we recommend that those go away. We also wanted just to mention a couple of future pieces for this board, and that is, first of all, our recommendation would be let's go with these new parameters that are very, very slight change from what we've previously done, and let's give them a couple of years to work. As we looked at this model and based it on our current numbers, it does look like we should come closer within the next couple of years, understanding there is still increased growth on one side of the district. We also want to make sure that we keep monitoring the growth and balance, as well as those free and reduced numbers. So right now, at any given point, it's between 10 and 12% difference, and we just want to keep an eye on that always. We also thought that there might be some options that come up in the future that the board could consider to help with continued balance and try to make some additional recommendations that could help with this piece. I think that was all of the items, but I do want to ask if any of the members of the ad hoc committee had anything they wanted to add to that before we open it up for discussion.
I don't. I think we got it all.
I think the only thing that, again, I just can't say it enough. I think we all were doing it in the ad hoc committee is we have two equal high schools, and there is no need academically to be moving because, they're both fantastic. I think that was one of the things that when we kept coming back to that when we were talking. So I just want to make sure that, again, that we voice that is, it seems like the friendships and, and that sort of thing are the reason. And of course, athletics and all that, that people think they need to move for those, but for academically and, I'd say even athletically, we have two outstanding schools. So I'll shut up now, but yeah, I just want to make sure I said that.
Well, and I think too, at the ad hoc committee, we looked at other surrounding districts as well, and I think this is in line with those districts, if not better than what they're offering. So thank you.
Yeah, I just want to say I appreciate you and the team putting together all the data to walk us through, not having as much, in the weeds details as you all that live it every day. So appreciate you answering our questions, walking through different scenarios and hypotheticals, and training us like we're 10-year-olds on the different dates and the state laws and what needs to be done at what time so that we can better understand it. So thank you for your patience and walking us through that, and appreciate you coming up with the deck and walking the rest of the board through the recommendations as well. I'm pleased with what we have. I'm with Dr. Settles to continue to monitor, because any change that we'll make, it doesn't affect anyone that we've already approved in the prior year, so it will take a few years to see any changes flow through the 4 grade levels of the high school. But again, continue to monitor, and then if there's a need, think through additional options. But appreciate putting it together.
No, I just want to say thanks to the ad hoc and committee, and especially just based on our conversations at the board retreat. This definitely was a topic that needed a little bit of a deeper dive, just given some of the data numbers that we're seeing. And so I'm in agreement. I don't think we're quite there yet. I think these minor modifications are reasonable and appropriate at this time. But the biggest thing is we do almost on a daily basis, especially the district staff, is continue to monitor. We know there's certain areas of the district that are 100% landlocked, and there is no potential for further development that would bring students into the district. We all know where all the dirt's moving in the other parts of the district. So Definitely something we've got to do our due diligence and continue to monitor and make sure that we continue to support, as Mr. Bailey said, both of our fantastic high schools. So thanks to the staff, the administration, and especially the students for continuing to make, our two high schools two of the best in the state. So thank you.
Thank you. We look forward to this next as a action item, right?
This was a procedural change, so it actually does not include the need for any actual action items unless there is something further or different that you would want to see from this.
Great.
Yeah, that really was a conversation that came up at the board retreat, and we would leave that to the board. As Dr. Settles indicated, it is a procedural change which wouldn't require the board to take action, but if the board feels like this is significant enough where we need to get the board on record taking a vote, we would absolutely fall in line and we could codify that through policy. So we'll truly do whatever direction the board wants to go.
I think I heard a lot of support from the board members tonight for the committee's work, and no need to take action unless someone else believes so. Okay, thank you. All right, moving on to our final item. We have no public comment tonight, and the future board calendar on November 14th, a liaison lunch with Papillion Vista High School with Mr. Madler at 11:30. On November 19 through 20, the Nebraska Association of School Board State Education Conference at the CHI Center. I think all board members are attending that event. And on November 24th, the Board of Education meeting at 6 p.m. here at the central office. No further business. We will adjourn at 6:46.